matter how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
The driver's seat. I'm your host, Courtney, the Wonder Woman. And today's show, we will be talking about my first topic is Anthony Alfredo, who drives for our Motorsports number 5 Xfinity car. At this past weekend in Atlanta, Anthony blew a tire this past weekend and came back and finished 7th. And I just wanted to highlight it because NASCAR didn't even talk about the smaller teams. They always talk about the bigger teams. And how y'all doing tonight, Geekster? Yes, get those ones up. Yes, Anthony Alfredo is a 24-year-old who not only does Xfinity drives for small teams, he also drives the 62 Beard Motorsports Chevrolet for Beard Motorsports, who is also a small team. I'm good, Geek. I'm good. I'm just talking about some NASCAR. You know how I like to talk NASCAR, my boy. Yeah, so Anthony is just a wheelman, and you can tell that. So to come back from a blown tire in NASCAR is highly unusual. So it's very impressive that he finished 7th. So I wanted to talk about that and give him his flowers. Now, my next topic is none other than Kyle Busch. Yes, Riley Busch. Why do I want to talk about Riley Busch? Because he made history this past weekend in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race at Atlanta. And he got his 65th truck race win, which goes down in history, and that also makes his 236 NASCAR wins. So all the time winners list, put Riley Busch on there, please. It's he's making history, and he's fast too. I don't know if y'all are familiar with him. He's a Las Vegas boy, and this weekend they'll be in his home track for Las Vegas. So we're excited to see what he does. He does run a truck, Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series also. He drives the RCR number 8 Chevrolet Cheddars and other sponsors cars. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knows. Ah, yes, Devin. This was Devin's first time watching a NASCAR race, and he watched the entire race. And what a race it was! It was exciting. It had a lot of crashes, and Atlanta's known for their crashes, and so it was exciting. The ending of the race, whew, oh my lord, it was good. Just a bunch of crashes, wrecks, people blowing tires, people going in the walls. Nobody flipped their car this time, so that's good. I know they're in Daytona and Talladega, they usually flip their cars a bunch of times, so I'm glad to see nobody like seriously got injured. And yeah. Did anybody else watch the Atlanta race other than me and Devin? Yes, there was a crash on every sixth lap. I do believe that's accurate, bro. It was crazy. It was exciting, but it was crazy. And these cars in Atlanta, they go like uh for the first half of the season, Geek, the NASCAR will be on Fox or Fox Sports 1. And then the second half of the season, they will go to NBC. So NBC Sports gets the second half, and their commentators are. You will see Dale Earnhardt Jr. commentating in the booth. You will see Michael Rothschild. Now the Fox team is Mike Joy, uh, Kevin Harvick, Happy Harvick, who retired last season, Clint Boyer, who retired 2 seasons ago. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, and you know, hearing the people opinion about the race that have been in these races, you get a little history of their history. I'm gonna send you that information. Trust me, bro. I got you. He can watch the next race and play some bets as he always does. Yeah, I'll send you my input on that for sure. Now, did anybody see this coming? We had going, I think, the second to last lap. We had a crash. So this set up Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, and yes, Daniel Suarez, mi amigo, won the race in a 3 wide finale. So the finale was mind-boggling, and he went into NASCAR history because there's only been 2 other times that I know for sure that the race has been won by 3/1000ths of a second. There was Talladega, which was won by 2/1000ths of a second. So, and it was good to see Daniel in victory lane. He drives the number 99 track house racing. Freeway Insurance is his sponsor. He's really a good driver, and he's from Mexico. But yeah, it was an exciting race. Yes, that finish was crazy. It was it went down in the NASCAR history too. So when you see the NASCAR, yes, it was actually a photo finish, actually, because they didn't know at the end like who won, so NASCAR had to go rewatch like who got to the line first, and it was Daniel Suarez, then Ryan Blaney, and Kyle Busch. So it was an exciting race. I can't wait till this weekend where they get to Vegas and let's see. Also, just to let y'all know, the championship drivers so far are William Byron and Daniel Suarez. Just to let y'all know, because at the end of we have the regular season, then there's a chase for the championship. So there'll be 16 drivers in it, and then they'll eliminate 2 each round, I do believe. It's fun to watch. It's also this race was a nail biter. Like you've seen I know Denny Hamlin got in 3 wrecks. 3 wrecks. It was hard to tell on the photo finish too, Devin, I'm saying. And man, they were wheeling, and every cars was flying. I tell you, flying. The they have improved the cars tremendously from the old cars, like the old cars from like the 80s. So they went from the old stock car to the car tomorrow, and then they moved from the car tomorrow to the new generation car. My preference is I like the old stock car body of it, because at the end of the car there's a spoiler, and the cars have to be aerodynamically for it to have the force that it needs to go. There's different sponsors. Like I know Monster Energy sponsors Tyler Reddick, who dies for 45, and that's Richard Petty Motorsports. Um, there was a Mountain Dew car this past weekend. That was Michael McDowell from. The driving conditions on that track were insane. Yes, no doubt. Also, didn't know the sunlight and nighttime driving. Yes, that's a hard one to get used to, but once you start uh watching racing, you'll get to it. Like when the sun's out, if you notice, the drivers have this visor on their helmet. And what they do is take it's called the tear off of the visor, and it blocks the sun. Well, once it turns to night, the car changes, the weather changes, and you can take the sunlight visor off and have the clear visor on. So it's very interesting, to say the least. It's good to know that these cars are a lot safer. I've seen cars to barrel roll about 16 times actually. Um, I've seen Todd Bodine, who used to race in Truck Series. He would barrel roll. There's quite a few actual incidents where the cars will barrel roll because the car lifts up off the ground. So it's very interesting. What track caused the barrel roll? That would be Talladega and Daytona, which Daytona is in Florida, and Talladega is in. Why can't I think? I want to say Florida, but I think I'm wrong on that. It might be Alabama, but yeah. Once the air when they do the barrel rolls, it's the air got off the car, right? So the car has to be aerodynamically improved for the race to happen, and they have to make specific changes if they fail the post race and pre race inspection. So it's very interesting to see like where they gone and where they're going with the cars. Alabama. Thank you, Devin. It's Alabama. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. Yes. I do highly recommend if you're not a NASCAR fan, go start out with one of the smaller circuits like ARCA, the modified races. Start out with that or your local track. But yeah, Atlanta was a good race. I believe one of my friends asked on his Twitter, he usually does a poll after each race and asks us, was Atlanta a good race or no? And it does. What makes Talladega so dangerous? Well, Talladega is okay, so for instance, Martinsville is a flat track, okay? We only have like a little bit of curve. Now Talladega and Daytona, they're curved. They're like this throughout the whole race. So you're really doing the bump driving in the straightaways, not in a corner. And if you block now, that's a disqualification or the points will get taken away. I know Joey Logano this past weekend, he got fined $10,000 because he had something with his gloves wasn't right and didn't pass inspection. And yes, this is new. The gloves, they're being picky about the gloves, and they do have to weigh in before the race now, which I did not know until the other day. So it's a lot of different things going on within NASCAR, which is crazy. But what I like about Daniel Suarez's team, the 99, his teammate Ross Chastain in it one had went to victory lane and congratulated his brother because they're basically at Trackhouse Racing. They're basically a family oriented and they're run by a retired racer, Justin Marks, and then part owner is Pitbull. Yes, Pitbull is part owner of Trackhouse, and I'm just excited for Trackhouse. They're a small team. They started out as a small team, and now they're getting to shine that the bigger teams like Penske or Joe Gibbs Or even RCR, Richard Childress Racing, who I love. And when you bump drive, the car goes like this, and you get on the nose to tail, right? Well, this past weekend in Atlanta, we seen the nose to tail stuff. What small teams do I suggest for y'all to watch? Okay. I suggest you watch Trackhouse Racing, RFK Racing, who is owned and operated by Brad Keselowski, who used to drive for Penske, but now he went on his own. So you're saying we need a Bloodline ENT car? Yes, Keitra. But we just need to find a driver, though. I wonder who our driver should be. Maybe we should call up Dale Jr. I don't know. I can't call up Kurt Busch because he retired. Yes, we're going to make it happen. But the small teams are like Front Row Motorsports. They're a small team. They only got 2 cars compared to a bigger team like Hendrick, who has 5 cars, I want to say, because it's Alex Bowman, William Byron, Chase Elliott, and Kyle Larson. So 4. We did not see Jimmy Johnson in this race because he's only racing part-time. I wish we would see more of the 84 out there. Yes, he's part team owner, C Fluid. Ricky Bobby Jr. Who's Ricky Bobby Jr.? Oh my goodness, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah. But yeah, I would start with the smaller teams and work your way up. Or like Devin, earlier in the race, he said at the end of the race, I really like Joey Logano because he's on he's in the 22 car and he just was a wheelman. Like he was wrecked like 2 times. I think he might have been a 3rd time too, if I'm not mistaken. You're welcome anytime. And Shake and Bake Gistro. See, you never know what you learn coming to the driver's seat, by the way. And thank you for stopping by. Shake and Bake Jr. Who would be the Shake and Bake Jr.? I want to know. Do we get a driver like... Do we get a driver like Kevin Harvick who has experience? We can get a car number 69. Okay. Thank you, Fluid. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, so this is one of the passions. A lot of people know my wrestling brain, but they do not know my... Okay, you get a hold of Big BJ. I'll get a hold of Little DJ, although I don't think he's qualified a bit. He's a bit young to be behind the wheel of a race car because you have to be 18 years old to operate the race car nowadays. It used to be 16, but now it's 18. Big DJ and Little DJ, let me know if you want to operate my race car. This is why I love giving y'all the opinion. We could say, oh I keep. Oh Lord. The correct term would be little person, because we don't want to discriminate, because there is a little person who actually used to run in NASCAR called Rico Abreu. It took me a while to say his last name. They changed the age, I want to say, 2 years ago, Devin, because they were having people who weren't like maturity ready to be behind the wheel. The youngest guy I think we have on the circuit right now, and just Cup in general, I think is Ty Gibbs, Joe Gibbs' grandson. Oh snap! Yes. Also, if y'all are interested, I will have the positions maybe next week or the week after for you to the pit crew members, because we want to let you know how many pit crew members there are and what their jobs are, if y'all are interested in that. If you have any show ideas, just like, if you would leave me a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And don't forget to check out our merch. Have you ever came to check out the races at Illinois? No, because I'm in Virginia, so I go to Martinsville. But I would love to expand my horizons to a different track. That's a very good question. If y'all have show ideas for me, let me know in the comments. I will be covering Formula One, because I know this weekend it's their race, so I will be having Formula One sprinkled in, and I need to find out the start date for MotoGP. And don't forget, before I forget myself, do not forget, go get you some, get your ass off that hot ass sun and go get you some merch, like a beach towel. Let's see. How are your top 5 drivers? My past top 5 drivers that got me in NASCAR are now. Like, my top 5 have changed tremendously. Now I have 5 top drivers I support tremendously. I support Daniel Suarez. I support Ross Chastain. They're teammates, and they're just fun guys. Kyle Busch. Let's see, who else? Austin Dillon. Todd Gilliland, since he's a rookie this year. Now my top 5 from when I was little has been oh yeah, we'll keep that for our idea for show 2. Okay, yeah, that sounds great. I like that idea. Oh, I can go back into. Oh, just give me an idea. Go back into like the 70s eras of racing, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. Sounds like a great show to me. How about you guys? Yes, let's do it. It is decided. I will go back and do my research for the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. And there'll be top 5 drivers. And that will be next week's show. How about that, guys? Y'all like that idea? Ooh, you got a clip? I want to see it.
It is decided. It is decided.
I love that clip. It is decided. Hey, look! We have the Friends of the Squared Squared podcast. Hey, friends! How y'all doing? I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all have been enjoying the NASCAR series. There will be Truck, Cup, and Xfinity at Vegas, I do know. But there's sometimes the Cup Series is not at the tracks when the Truck and Xfinity are. But I know when they come to Martinsville, they're going to have the Trucks, the Xfinity guys and girls, because we got some guys and we got some girls racing, y'all, and the Cup Series. So it should be a fun time. Does anybody have Ooh, fun fact, I'm named after Carol. Ooh, you're named after Carol Yarborough? Okay, I have a little cousin who her middle name is Kel because her father likes Kel Yarborough. Yes, a great one. Biggest surprise and biggest upset from this weekend? The biggest surprise I'm gonna say is the 3-wide finish. The biggest upset I would have to say the numerous amount of wrecked cars we had this weekend. In lap 2 from this weekend, we had 16 cars that wrecked, and like 5 or 6 of them were out of the race after that. So that's what I would say. If you had to pick one, which are you watching, WrestleMania or Daytona 500? Which one are you choosing? Great question. I am choosing none other than well, since I know they're not on the same weekend, I would choose both because I like both. WrestleMania is April 3rd through the 4th, so and Daytona is in February, so that's the reason behind that. Dad is big into racing game back home, LOL. So does he do the iRacing series at all, Friends of the Squared Circle? While I wait for the prince, I will suggest, highly recommend. These are the drivers to watch. Oh Lord, here we go, Gate. Here we go. If your life was on the line and you had to choose one race car racer to drive for you, who would it be and why? The stipulation is they have to win. Oh, great question, Geekster. I love this question. So I'll go into that. Could it... Let's see. I'll probably pick a driver such as and they're against the greatest drivers in the history. Oh, okay. Well, you know who I'm picking? And I talked about him earlier tonight. Well, since they could be retired or passed away of all time, I'm going with my Las Vegas buddy Brendan Gaughan, because there's nobody other than Brendan who I would want behind the wheel of my car. Great friend of mine. Been friends with him forever. Shout out to Brendan, because he is helping Anthony Alfredo with his driving skills, and that's why you see him up on that wheel. And he's taking the checkered flag too. Be records, not check. Be checkers, not records. That's how the saying goes. Yes, very interesting question, Geek. And don't forget, we have merch, we have beach towels, we have coffee cups. We are everywhere. Make sure you go to thebloodlineent.com/store and buy you some driver's seat merch, or just the regular Bloodline merch. We also have the For Your Pleasure merch. We also have the Hot Ass Sand merch is coming out soon. I do know that. So, Miss Elements, can you hit my music? Or is it Mr. Box Ritz? And I hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And I'll see y'all next week.
This is a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last. You know what I'm talking about?